I'm going to show you how to make a little zip pouch like this. Good for holding anything, pretty useful. I find these pretty useful. This was actually the first ever thing that I learned to sew, and so I want to show you how you make one of these. Of course, you need one zip. Here is mine, about 15 centimeters long. Will do the job. And you need some fabric. You need some fabric for the outside of your pouch and some for the inside, this lining that I've chosen here. You need a piece of fabric that is as wide as your zip and as long as however you want your pouch to be. So I want a pouch that is 9 centimeters tall, which means that my fabric piece is going to be 2 times 9 centimeters, and then add on a centimeter either side for the seams. So that means 20 centimeters. So I'm just going to mark that here with my pencil, and along the other. Okay. Okay, great. So now I have 2 equal or roughly equal size of fabric, one for my lining and one for my outer. The very first thing we're going to do with the sewing machine is to sew the end of the zip shut. This will make life easier later on. So just go to the sewing machine, go forward over the zip and then backwards just to make it secure. And that's just so that when we're sewing, the zip doesn't come apart later on. So yeah, that's it, that'll do. Then the first step is to join our zip to our outer. So to do that, we put the zip face down on our outer fabric like so. And then we're going to sew the zip along this line here onto the outer fabric. Now, sewing the zip on is dead easy. All you have to do is keep the edge of your foot pressed right up against the zip coil, like here. So let's get this sewn on. When I get to the zip tab, I'm going to stop, lift up my foot, slide the zip along, and then just keep going. Okay. Great. And now I'm going to take my inner fabric, place that right side down, and I'm going to sandwich the zip in between them, in between the 2 fabrics, and I'm going to sew along here just again. I can do the same trick with the zipper tab, open it a bit, and then when I get there I can lift the foot and then move it out the way. So let's just do that. Now we need to do exactly the same on the other side of the zip. So what I'm going to do is open the zip up, going to sew the right side of the fabric to the right of the outer fabric to the right side of the zip, like this. And then I'm going to sew the outside, the right side of the inner fabric, again to the zip like that, just like we did before on the other side. But this time, because I'm feeling a bit confident, I'm going to do the 2 stitches in one pass. make sure that everything is square with the top edges of your materials being square. Yeah, just okay. And then I'm going to sew. I've arrived now at the zip pull, so I'm going to lift, put the needle down, lift my foot. Okay. One thing we're going to make sure you do is to open the zip all the way. And now we're going to go about sewing up the sides. So here on the sides, so this is why we sewed the zip up at the start, so things don't come apart. So here we're going to sew up the side with the zipper pull when it's closed. And what we're going to do now is we're going to fold the zip in towards the outer fabric. That's kind of important. And then line up everything so it's nice and square, relatively. And then we're just going to sew along the sides. Right, like this, all down here. So now remember to do a back stitch at the start to keep everything solid. And then back stitch at the end. There we go. Take it out. Okay, great. And now exactly the same on the other side. Again, pushing the zipper down in towards the outer. And we can clip that in place. But the difference is here that we're going to sew. We're going to start here, leaving a hole in which we can turn the thing inside out. So then we'll start about here. Start off on thread. And back stitch again. Take it out. Okay, so now we have a hole in the side which we can use to turn the whole thing inside out. So here goes.
This can be sometimes a bit tricky, especially if you haven't made your hole big enough.
This is going to slowly just give birth to itself.
And it's going to be inside out. Here we go.
And so here is our pouch. I got a few loose threads there. Here is our pouch, looking pretty good. Tight, and then sew along this line here to close up the seam. So let's go. And I'm doing this as close to the edge as I possibly can. Back stitch at the end. And then we can cut our threads. Turn it the right way around. And there you have it. One little pouch. As easy as that. If you made it this far, thanks for your patience. I hope you enjoyed the video. There'll be more to come in the near future, so watch out.